EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. This episode is partially sponsored by Libby Weissman and her team at Senior Transition Navigator and Luxury Homes of the Treasure Coast. Libby and her team, they work with seniors and their families to help with transitions. They provide services like downsizing, decluttering, packing, moving, relocation, and a lot more. For a free consultation, give Libby a call at 772-783-2800. Or visit seniortransitionnavigator.com or luxuryhomesofthetreasurecoast.com. Now, business owners, they dream of having their social media posts and reels go viral that turn into sales. But that rarely happens, and often because they haven't crafted a really good message. Now, joining me in the studio today is a digital marketing strategist, and she knows how to craft messages that get results. Romina Massa, she is also a LinkedIn expert. She's here to share her story and talk about how she helps clients get results. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ellen. How are you?
I'm good, and I am so glad to have you here. And before we start talking about all the work that you do, you really have a very impressive corporate background. I want you to share a little bit about that because I know that that will set the stage beautifully for the rest of our conversation.
Sure, absolutely. I'll do a quick rundown of the resume, I guess I'll say.
Yeah.
I have 20 years of corporate or business experience behind me. I'm going out into business now on my own, or I've gone into business on my own. But I have, you name it, I've been in it. Have I been in an agency, in a boutique agency, corporate agency, brand side, government side? I've had government contracts for about 4 years. So I really do understand what it means to not just work as a team, but be part of a marketing team and the digital marketing engine at the highest of levels. When I left corporate, I was part of a Fortune 500 company that was publicly owned.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing. Full stack. I'm reading my notes. Make sure I get this right. Full stack digital marketing consultant turned storytelling strategist.
Yes,
that is on your website. I had to grab it because I love because you're talking about helping people with their messaging. It doesn't get better than that description, right? So now, why is storytelling so important in the business world?
Well, storytelling is more important than ever in the business world because of trust. Storytelling has always been at the core of marketing, at the core of content, at the core of all journalism, all of those things, right? Without a story, you've got nothing. You don't have a connection. So that has always been at the core. But because in later years or in more recent years, we've lost a little bit of trust in each other because of digital channels.
Sure.
There's so much social media out there. There are so many emails we get a day in our inbox, so many things that come from people we don't know, so much exposure from our children to digital, and so many things. There have been certain, leaks and scandals and things that have caused the public to lose trust, especially in brands and in companies that put their faces, their names out there digitally. So how do you build that trust again? You need to go back to humanity. You need to go back to connecting from one human to the other. And you only can do that through authenticity, through a genuine human connection. And where is that? That's in your story. You can really only connect through someone or with someone through your story and through their story, which is how you show empathy, how you build a team, how you show emotional intelligence. And so that's why I think I can call myself a full stack digital marketer turned storytelling strategist, because all of those 20 years, they give me all the strategy, all the tools, right? The full stack marketing tools. I can do email, I can do social, I can do ads, you name it, I can build it. But how do I connect that into content that truly connects into a conversion? It's through a story. either my story, which is how my own growth happened, or my clients' stories, which is what I am here to amplify so that they can also grow.
Yeah. And so that's the thing. You had that success in the corporate world for the agencies you worked for and the clients directly that you were working for. And so that was a lot of fun for you. And then you said, okay, now I want to really just go out on my own and do it my way, the way that I know will really work. And that's what I like about your story. And you even, we're going to get into LinkedIn in just a moment, but you have done this for yourself. We only met not too long ago, and there's already thousands of people that know you. I know a lot of people, and all the people that I know you. So you didn't waste any time, but it was also because of how you communicate. You just attract people to you. It's your excitement. It's your energy. It's, how sincere you are with how you can help people. And I think that that's really what drives it, which is really pretty cool. So now AI, okay, people are nervous about it. I've talked about this on shows in the past, but on your website, you refer to ethical AI. And I'd like for you to share, what do you mean by that? And how do you help your clients, especially the ones that are afraid to embrace it?
We go right back to what I started out with, which is trust, right? We are scared of AI because we don't trust it. And we're scared of the people using AI because we don't trust them using the AI ethically and responsibly. So what I come here to talk about and to offer is an ethical and responsible use of AI, which means a transparent use of it. Transparent use of AI as a tool, not as a replacement of anything, let alone myself. If I am using AI as a tool, one more tool, that I use as a full stack digital marketer, there's nothing taken away from my own voice, from my own content, from my own story. I continue to be a very authentic and genuine storytelling strategist because I use a tool called AI in the same way that I would have used a calculator before to figure out the results for a client in a report or the result of my own performance this month on LinkedIn. Why would I do it by hand or, I don't know, using an abacus when I can use a calculator or when I can ask ChatGPT today? But that's me using it as a tool, right? And that's me coming out to the world, to the public. I'm out here on LinkedIn saying that I use human-generated AI. Because I don't hide that I use it. And it's not like I'm over here using AI in a way that replaces me. It doesn't.
Right.
So if you trust me, you can trust my work. And I can tell you right now that you can trust that work includes a lot of AI, but AI used transparently, used respectfully, used responsibly, and never in a way that is not human checked.
Thank you. Because it does make mistakes.
Oh my gosh. And they can be so bad.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Because and that's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to harness the power of AI. I have personally seen things that I can tell they asked a question, they cut and literally paste it in, and it doesn't flow right. It just seems it isn't genuine.
No. And it could be wrong, very wrong.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that you mentioned that. And that's the other thing too, is you are a full stack marketing strategist, but I want people to understand, because AI, you were talking about using a calculator. So you, when we first met, you love crunching numbers. You love market research. And there's a lot of marketing people, and it's okay. Everybody has their lane. But I think that's also what makes you more impactful, is that you can do the research and know how to collect data that will help your clients to either go in a certain direction or a different direction entirely. So do you want to talk a little bit about your ability to, do data, market data research?
Absolutely. So I am a very data-driven marketing strategist, which means that there is not a single step we take without being informed by data. And that is really the truest path you can take. And it is, again, a way to build trust. I'm not out here telling clients or myself winging anything, really. You're looking at what works from the numbers. You're looking at what performs well, at what doesn't perform well, and all of those things teach you, I think, give you learnings, and you apply those learnings to the future content, to the future outreach efforts you make, and you optimize them. In that same way, you don't put yourself out there without knowing really well who you are, who your audience is, who the others are around you, who may be doing the same thing or the thing that you would want to do. All of those things happen with research, and all of those things are at the core of any strategy that I build. They're the backbone. And because of that, my work is full of purpose. It's full of information.
Now, before we cut to break, I would like for you to share with everybody that is listening on iHeartRadio and all the major podcasts how they can get a hold of you. Your web address, please.
Absolutely. Please, if you would like to contact me, I invite you to go on rominamassa.com. You can find me there, and also find my name on LinkedIn. I would love to connect with you there.
Yeah, just Googling Romina, ROMINAMASSA.com, and just Googling your name, it's just, it's like all right there. And with that, we have to take a quick break, but Romina Massa and I have a lot more to discuss. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. There you go.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
Sturgis Lumber is more than just lumber. Timber! Residential, commercial, and industrial applications. Sturgis has all of the hardware to help with your project. Visit SturgisLumber.com. 4 generations strong, Sturgis Lumber and Hardware. More than just lumber.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Sofas, love seats, dining sets, and bedroom groups in the latest styles and colors from Four Seasons, Braxton Color, Riverside, Universal Coastal Living, Hooker, Capri, Tommy Bahama, and lots more. We're the outdoor furniture experts and have anything you need for your outdoor living from Lloyd Flanders, Kingsley Bate, Brown Jordan, and Woodard, including a gallery of maintenance-free furniture from Berlin Gardens and Pollywood. Right now, during our Memorial Savings event, we have lots of great half-price specials, including another 10% off on all Tommy Bahama and Lexington furniture in stock or special orders. And all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Sunshine Furniture, $12.95 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Don't forget to visit our outlet and sales store directly across the street that is filled with name brand closeouts, and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. I'm with Romina Massa, the digital marketing strategist. I love it. I actually have, I want to say it again, full stack digital marketing consultant turned storytelling strategist.
Yes.
That's a mouthful when you're not used to saying it, but you are. Okay, so marketing firms, we were talking about, you know, how you love to dive into research and things like that, but there are a lot of marketing companies out there. How do you stand out from that crowd?
There are a couple ways in which I stand out. I think one way in which I stand out, that is right there on my website, rominamassa.com, if you want to visit. And that's the data, the results that I have brought in. I have brought in, 600% growth in organic followers for clients. I've brought in 1,000% growth in paid followers in about 3 to 6 months for clients with a healthy enough spend. I've brought in 4% email rate opens, all of those things for clients by sheer backbone and data-driven work. And so I stand out because of that. Not every marketer can say that. Mm-hmm. I also stand out because of my authenticity and because you can trust me. You can really trust that what I put out there is a real story. It's all going to be based on either me when it's my content or the human behind the content of the person I'm representing. So anybody who I, maybe ghostwriting for. Mm-hmm. And another reason why I stand out is because I am extremely effective, but at the same time, I am your most intimate marketer. So yes, you can hire an agency. Does that agency really meet with you every week, look you in the eye, and talk through with you all of the changes we've made, what's good and what's bad and what's working? Is an agency able to meet with you one-on-one, to talk with you when you have questions, to really be there for you as a kind of insightful and colorful Jiminy Cricket that lets you know how you can empower yourself to have a personal digital brand that really brings you connections, and how you can empower me to give me what I need so that I can get you out there in just the right way.
I love that. I love that so much. Okay, now, before someone starts working with you, because when people go to your site, it's like, hey, let's set up a call, which is fantastic. But we don't want somebody calling you and then saying, I'm just really not happy with how things are going, because that can mean so many different things to so many different people. Before they set up the call, what would you like them to think about, to put together, to prepare, to have a really productive first meeting?
That is such a great question. And I will tell you right now, if you would like to meet with me for the first time, and you can schedule a free call at rominamassa.com, I'll share, there are 2 things that you need to know. What do you want, and why can't you get it? And so we're going to define the 2 core things that I'm here to help with. What's your objective? And what's the problem? I'm here to solve problems. I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm not here to tell you how great I am. I'm here to talk about you. You're scheduling a call with me so that I can help you solve a problem. What is it? You want something. It could be leads, or it could be engagements. It could be followers that lead to leads, or it could really be just booked calls. Hardcore. It depends on what your objective is. But if you don't have it clear, we're going to spend a lot of those free 15 minutes trying to figure it out together. Yeah. And that's not really worth your or my time. And then what is the problem? Just tell me. I'm like, think of me as your full stack digital therapist, and just tell me what's wrong, and I will do my best to solve it for you and with you.
I love that. So now, once someone says, okay, I'm ready to start working with you, what is it like? What is the first, few days, weeks, months? What can people expect from that onboarding, that get going process?
I would call the first couple of weeks the discovery weeks, where we discover each other, and that just it sounds as intimate should mean. Okay. Because it's going to be about filling out a couple of intake forms that I've got. You probably, when you start working with me, already filled out one intake form in which I'm asking you about your objective, in which you're probably telling me what your problems are, and you're giving me all the information that you need. And that is really how we kick off, especially the first couple of calls. But after that, I am looking for your story. If I'm ghostwriting for you, which is what I would most like to do, I am going to be asking you to answer some questions about your story. And so there's a second ghostwriting intake form, and that is something that really connects you to me and gives me the information I need so that I can feed both my AI engines and my brain to produce content for you. I also want to meet with you once a week. And every time I meet, I record it. I record it with an AI note taker. So I'm not recording your face, just your voice and the words that we talk. Okay. And it is a very, again, intimate process, because I use those transcripts to really process not just your voice, but what's behind it, what you say between the lines, the person that you are. And it is that way that you empower me to write, not just for you, but as you.
So I love that, because most people don't know this, but I take shorthand. Most people don't, but I'm a dinosaur. I'm from way back when. But what happens is now with the AI like Fathom, I have used Fathom attached to my Zoom. So what happens is now I'm paying full attention to everything. The notes are being taken for me, and it has made it even easier for me to do my job after, right?
100%.
Yes. Okay. So now with that said, when you say meet with people, we're on the Treasure Coast of Florida, and you have clients here, but you have clients far and wide. So thankfully with Zoom and other things. So how far out do you work with clients? Is it United States? Where is
global?
It? Global.
I really am global, and I am global, especially after going viral on LinkedIn, which did happen. And I can be hired really from anywhere in the world. And because I am not only all of the things we've discussed today, but also multicultural and multilingual, I can be a global marketer. I'm fluent in English, Spanish, and German.
Oh my goodness. I thought you were trilingual and I couldn't remember. I was going to say Brazilian because, you're from South America, but no. German, English, and Spanish.
Yes.
Wow.
Also, I also defend myself very well in French. And will survive in Italy.
Okay, very good. So I could probably feed myself in Italian. I don't know about French, but that's a whole other. Okay. So now LinkedIn. You are a LinkedIn expert.
Yes,
so what would you like to share about LinkedIn and what types of businesses should really be on that platform?
Every single one.
Okay.
But on LinkedIn, it's not your business. Please don't hire me on LinkedIn to represent your company. Hire me on LinkedIn to represent you. It is a platform right now that is ripe for human to human connection, where business happens, where deals happen, but they happen because we're putting the human behind the brand in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And in that way, your content is making connection that truly converts. And when you really make a human, authentic, genuine connection, it can be life-changing, like it is being. For me, I had one post where I told my story of autism in the workplace, which is just my personal story.
Okay.
And it went viral to stratospheric levels.
Love that.
Hundreds and thousands of impressions.
Wow.
And so it's been very interesting. And I think that is something that is happening to a lot of people out there. I'm not saying there is a secret recipe for virality because that literally doesn't exist.
Right. You never know sometimes.
You really don't. But LinkedIn is a place where a lot of really capable professionals today are making a lot of very interesting and fruitful noise through their stories into business.
Very good. And then even with the ghostwriting, newsletters on LinkedIn seem to be very popular. There's a couple that I have subscribed to that I enjoy reading. So that's actually a whole other piece of it for your clients, but they don't even have to worry about what am I going to say week after week or however often they want to produce a newsletter. That's your job, actually.
That's my job. I am them. I write the LinkedIn newsletter. I write their posts. My packages include a daily post plus daily comments. Half of your existence on LinkedIn, and that's a free tip for everybody here. Go on there and comment a lot because that is a way to grow. But who has time for that? A lot of you just don't.
And you have the time on behalf of your clients. Very good. So we have 60 seconds. So it is, I'm just going to look at my camera, RominaMassa.com, RominaMassa.com. There's even a toolbox that you have. So you have a whole lot of resources. So you really want people to just, go all through your website, right?
Yes, and book a call.
And book that. And it's a 15-minute call.
Yes, a 15-minute quick strategy call that costs you nothing and where we can just figure out next steps.
Very good. I really like that a lot. And you know what? I want to just say one thing about Libby Weissman again, thanking her for partially sponsoring the episode. Visit her at seniortransitionnavigator.com, luxuryhomesofthetreasurecoast.com, and then her phone number, 772-783-2800. Seniors in their golden years, there's a lot of decisions to be made. She's a senior herself. She loves to help. And so with that, I'm turning it back to you. I want to say like another 30 seconds. What would you like to leave people with?
I would just like to leave people with the idea that if you're looking for a marketer you can trust, I really do encourage you to schedule a call with me and meet me. I am here to work with you or do it for you, depending on how much time you have. So really, thank you. Thank you, Ellen, for your time and for talking to me. It's been great.
Yeah, I love having you here. And with that, I'm the host of Treasure Coast Connector. We're at the end of the show. I hope you have a safe, productive, wonderful week. And until next week, I miss you already.